Hello. Today I want to share with you what I think is the biggest duty an employer has to their team and why it's great for both employer and employee. Hi, I really think that as an employer you have a duty of care over your team who are committing their time and away from their families to work with you as an employer. And that duty of care is like a pastoral care that like a school has. When you send your kids to school, you expect them to develop them. You send them in young and they develop them into young men and young women, and they send them out the other end, educated, improved. They've been taught all these life skills and you expect that from the school. I think as employers, we have that same duty. So much like a school, when you're training and developing your team, you also put them under pressure. Schools don't do the homework for them. They demand that level of excellence for them, and they monitor the level of their performance, and they let them know if they don't think that performance is up to scratch. And that's what I think you should do as employers as well. Your job is to develop them so that when they come out of your business, they're a more well-rounded, educated and able person when they're left, if they do ever leave. I think one of the best things that can happen for an employer is maybe someone works for you for 5 years and you bump into them 10 years later and they'll come up to you and say, "Oh, do you remember when I worked for you? That was the making of me. The time I spent with you, you didn't let me off the hook, you trained me and you developed me, and I learned so much from working with you. Now I'm like super successful over here in my business and my life, and I just wanted to thank you for that." Happened to me once and I still remember it and treasure it now. It's a really, really great feeling to know that you've had such a good impact on people. But of course, it's not just about them, it's about you. If you're training, developing, putting your team under pressure to achieve more and higher than they think is possible, you're going to have a fantastic team as well. And the biggest competitive advantage that you can ever have is having the best team. If you've got the best team, it's like when you used to play football at school and you pick teams. Imagine if you had the first 11 picks, because you just got the best team, how much of a competitive advantage that is. So think about the pastoral care that you have for your team. Don't just mollycoddle them, you've got to put pressure on them. You've got to demand excellence from them, and you've got to train and support and guide them so that whilst they're developing, then they'll be giving you great service along the way.